Welcome back to Beyond Black. Question: Are you a victim of Satan's secret unaware? Are you blind to his greatest deception? Did you know that, although he has deceived the whole world, he has targeted a particular people above the rest? Why? Because he knows that their awakening foretells the end of his kingdom rule. Let's expose Satan's secret and his greatest deception as he summons his host to a dark gathering. The air trembled in the shadowed expanse where no sun dared shine. A vast host stood assembled, fallen ones, once radiant, now dimmed by rebellion. Their wings, though still mighty, carried the weight of exile. Before them, upon a jagged throne of blackened stone, stood Satan. His gaze swept across them, slow and deliberate, as though savoring the moment. "Look upon the earth," he began, his voice smooth yet edged with ancient bitterness. "The creation of the eternal. The ones formed in his image, and yet so easily turned." A murmur rippled through the host. Satan raised a hand, and silence returned. "You remember," he continued, "the law given at Sinai, the covenant Yah made with his people, etched not only in stone, but intended for their very hearts, eternal, unchanging, perfect." He paused, his lips curling faintly. "And yet, I will make them believe it is gone." A few of the fallen angels leaned forward, intrigued. "I will not attack the law directly," Satan said. "No truth twisted is far more powerful than truth denied. I will use religion itself." At this, a low, dark laughter spread among them. "Yes," he said, pacing slowly. "I will raise up teachers, systems, doctrines. They will speak in the name of Yahuwah and of Yahusha. But they will not speak according to the law and the testimony. And because of that, there will be no light in them." He turned sharply. "They will say, 'The law is done away with.' They will declare that Yahusha came to abolish what Yah established. They will twist his own words, 'fulfilled,' and make it mean 'ended.'" His eyes burned. But Yahusha said plainly, "Think not that I am come to destroy the law. Yet I will ensure they do not think. Only repeat." A ripple of approval echoed through the host. "I will confuse them," Satan continued, "by blending what is eternal with what was temporary. The sacrificial system added because of sin, as it is written, served its time until Yahusha came. That I will mix with the eternal commandments." He smiled coldly. "And in that confusion, they will cast away everything." One of the fallen stepped forward. "And what of the covenant?" Satan's expression darkened. "Ah, the covenant. That is the greatest threat to my dominion." He raised his voice, and the shadows seemed to tighten. Yah declared through the prophets that he would renew his covenant, not abolish it, not replace it, renew it. He would write his law in their hearts. Satan clenched his fist. "I will make them forget that. I will make them believe the covenant is no longer theirs, that they are no longer his people." A hush fell. He said slowly, "I will blind the scattered ones." His voice dropped, almost to a whisper, but it carried the bloodline, those alive today, the descendants of the people who stood at Mount Sinai, the ones who carry the covenant still, those now called blacks, African Americans, minority, the African diaspora, scattered, broken, searching. His eyes gleamed with cruel satisfaction. They will not know who they are. They must never go beyond black and back to covenant. A murmur of dark delight spread. They will call themselves by other names. They will follow traditions not given to them by Yah, but my holidays, Easter, Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving, birthday celebrations, all distractions from Yah's covenant-appointed times. They will be taught that the law is bondage, that obedience is unnecessary, that grace requires nothing. My children, those of my synagogue, and my order will assume their identity as the covenant people." He laughed softly. "And so, Yah's true chosen will never return and remember who they truly are." The fallen angels stirred, their interest deepening. Satan lifted his hands as if weaving something unseen. "I will build doctrines that say, 'Only believe, but not obey.' I will blind them to the truth that to disobey is as the sin of witchcraft. I will separate faith from action, though it is written that those who keep the commandments are the ones who truly know him. He turned, his voice rising again. They will read, "If you love me, keep my commandments," and yet be taught that keeping them is impossible, or worse, irrelevant. His expression hardened. I will ensure they never understand that the law is set apart, righteous, and good, that it was never nullified, that Yahusha magnified it, made it honorable. A fallen angel spoke again, and if some begin to see, Satan's smile returned, thin and sharp. Then I will divide them, confuse them with arguments, overwhelm them with traditions, label them as deceived, or extreme, or lost. He stepped forward, his presence pressing upon them all. And if they turn to the scriptures, he gestured dismissively, they will read, but not perceive, for I will have already shaped their understanding. His voice dropped once more, almost reverent in its mockery. They will not see that the blessing is for those who walk in the law of Yahuwah, that understanding comes from seeking it, that life and prosperity are tied to obedience. He looked out over his host, triumphant. They will not see that the mark of Yah is to keep his commandments and hold to the testimony of Yahusha. A silence followed, heavy and charged. Then Satan spread his arms wide. This is how we deceive the whole world. A dark wind swept through the assembly. The dragon was cast out, he said, echoing the ancient declaration. And now the earth is ours to influence. And I will ensure that rebellion appears as freedom and obedience as chains. His voice rang out, final and resolute. I broke the commandments in heaven, and I will have the world do the same. The fallen angels erupted not in chaos, but in grim, unified purpose. And far below, on the earth, this deception, doctrine of demons, this strong delusion has already captured many in his web of lies. Knowing what you now know, if you are, will you remain a victim of Satan's secret? Will you remain willfully blind to his greatest deception? Satan says, now that you know my secret, my greatest deception, welcome to my world. Come stay with me for a while. It will only cost you your eternal soul, but you will live your best life now. You don't want to like, share, and subscribe, do you? Others might learn the truth of my deception, and we don't want that, do we? We can't have black people going beyond black and back to covenant. People of Yah, we must resist the devil, and he will flee. It's time to resist. It's time to come home. Be sure to watch our other thought-provoking videos as we continue this journey beyond black.